So no mega embassy.
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 Everybody, no mega embassy.
No mega embassy.
Fantastic. We're concerned about the safety and security. Not just from people coming onto our land if they think something's going wrong, but also about terrorist attacks. They tell us there's not a problem. Everybody loves the Chinese. There's no, in the embassy and the CCP, there's no issues. We know there are issues. These people here can tell you there are issues. They tell us no issues, but they're then putting bollards up, whereby they are making the residents as the first line of defence, and any issues that crop up, we will be the ones that suffer, and they will be protected. They completely ignore that, and unfortunately we are still very concerned. So I'm saying to you again, we want no mega embassy. I'd like to thank everybody who's helped us and gave us support in this fight. We will not give up this fight. We will not give up this fight. And we thank you all for your support in this. No mega embassy. No mega embassy.
No mega embassy.
No mega embassy.
No mega embassy.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mark. And we have another local resident who would like to speak. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Yes, it's all right. No mega embassy!
No mega embassy.
Hello,
mega
everyone.
embassy.
Hello, everyone. I'm a resident from the Royal Mint Estate that runs parallel to the estate that Mark lives on Royal Mint Court. We are really concerned about security, terrorist attacks, being monitored. It's absolutely a disgrace. We went to the hearing and nothing that was said at that hearing allays our fears or our worries about what is going to happen. Mark and even the people in St Mary Grace's Court, in St Catherine's Dock, in Wapping, they all stand with us on not wanting this embassy in this position. It's totally the wrong place. Totally. It should not be here. They need to find somewhere else. This is a resident area. We have a peaceful community here in Tower Hamlets, which is 40% Muslim. They are not taking kindly to this embassy wanting to be here. We stand with all of you. We're behind you in everything you do. We are totally against it. Please, let us all stand together and fight this to the end.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we're happy to have the local residents' support. No mega embassy!
No mega embassy.
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 And also today we got our Ukrainian activist support. So now we are going to welcome the Ukrainian activists.
Well, folks, so just we rise again, my friends. All together, we will win.
All together we will win.
All together, we will win.
All together we will win.
All together, we will win.
All together we will win.
Stop the CCP.
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 World, wake up.
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 Once again, we stand here in front of this Lord's castle. It does not at all look like an embassy to me, my friends. I'm sure you will agree. 7-meter walls. Who needs this on an embassy? I tell you who. A criminal regime who plans to hide behind walls and commit the worst atrocities known to mankind. And atrocities they have committed many. What they have done to the Uyghurs is absolutely ridiculous. My friends, they are hiding that. They're trying their best to not show it to the rest of the world because it is within the borders of China. They can't get away with this. Well, if this becomes their embassy, this will officially be almost as if it were a piece of land taken from China. They will have jurisdiction here. How is the United Kingdom supposed to unroot the CCP from here if they allow them to fester? Exactly. It will be impossible. Now, my friends, there are many reasons for which it is possible that certain individuals decided to give the thumbs up to this atrocious project. One of them is very easy to guess: money. The CCP has lots of it. But we should look into history. We should look at what the CCP has done before. Look how they funded projects all over the world. Look what happened in Sri Lanka when they got the government in deep debt, and then the people rose up because they could take it no longer. Do we want such a thing here? No! No, indeed. And those who think that they are going to gain something by becoming allies of the CCP, they will not see a penny of that promised money. They will only see the suffering that they themselves have caused. We must not allow that to happen. But there is a second reason that needs to be spoken about, my friends. And that reason is disunity within the free world. Disunity within the West. Look what's going on in terms of politics nowadays. My friends, I am emotional about the situation. I apologize, but it's difficult not to be. The free world is eating itself apart. They're demanding apologies. They're demanding bootlicking in front of the rest of the free world. What kind of a leader demands another leader to keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you? What kind of a leader puts tariffs on its closest allies? Absolutely atrocious, my friends. For Taiwan, of all places, to be hit with tariffs, Taiwan, the first target that the CCP will try to take over if they decide to start doing an actually aggressive takeover. Ridiculous, my friends. We cannot allow that to happen. Taiwan needs to be fortified and it needs to be defended. And those assurances need to be absolute.
Yes! Of course! Yes!
But that does not mean we should forget about the people who are at this moment suffering the control of the CCP. Should always remember the people of Hong Kong, the Uyghurs, the Tibetans, and many other ethnic minorities within China who are being oppressed by the CCP. We need to know their stories. We need to know what they've been through. Because, my friends, if the CCP continues to expand around this world with their soft power, the hard power will not be far behind. As a Ukrainian, my friends, today I'd like to perhaps show you a slightly different perspective of the CCP. And that is their colonialism in Russia. Right now, Russia is a colony of the CCP. Right now, Russia does the bidding of Xi Jinping in Europe. And make no mistake, it's not just Russia. Look what's going on in Hungary. The CCP police can do as they please in Hungary. If somebody sanctioned by the CCP goes to Hungary, the CCP can capture them there. Do we want such a situation here in London? Do we want no place in the world to be safe from the CCP? No indeed, my friends. Thank you, my friend. No indeed, we do not want that. So my message today, my friends, once again, as these gentlemen who spoke before me, MPs, have spoken also, my message today is unity. Unity with all the different people on this earth who share the same values, the same desire for human rights, for freedom of speech, for basic decency in their existence. Rights that the CCP sees as trash. Rights that Russia is physically attacking as we speak. Rights that Trojan horses like Hungary allow to be dilapidated beyond recognition. And what next? After we accept this money for this fortress to be built here? Or nay, it is not us, is it? It is the politicians who will accept that money. It will not go to the pocket of your average Brit. It will go to the pocket of the politicians. We must put as much pressure as possible so that they do not feel like they will get away with this. So that they will know that there will be consequences to their actions. We will make sure to remember what they have done, and we will make sure to hold them all accountable. Lastly, my friends, I'd like to thank you very much for allowing me to have this speech here, to be able to converse with you, to spread our message, and to also echo your message. As we are all in the same boat right now, now that the free world has been showing cracks of this unity, now is our time to once again try to unite it, to try our best to make sure the politicians see we will not stand idle as they attack their closest allies for personal gain, as they allow CCP money within their pockets in exchange of the dilapidations of the rights of their people. We will not be silent, we will speak as long as we have our voice. I'd like to thank my friend Jay, the founder of Freedom Card, an organization that defends the rights of the people of Hong Kong. And my friends, I'd like to let you know that you're always welcome. Just like many Ukrainians have come here today, you're always welcome to join us also. Because your fight is our fight, and your victory is our victory. So feel free to join us at 10 Downing Street on Wednesdays at 6 and Sundays at 3. If you like, we will always let you have your own words spoken there too. Because it's very important that everybody in the world sees that we are not in the local struggle. We are in a global struggle between the free world and the enslaved world. And people do not have the luxury to stay on the sidelines and say I'm not involved and say I'm not a politician. When the boot of the CCP comes crashing into your throat, it will be far too late. Now is the time to speak. I just muted myself there. But indeed, now is the time to speak, my friends. And it's truly, this situation can be compared to a metaphor. A man comes with a knife and puts it to your throat. And he says, I'm not going to cut you. And you say, well, why do you have this knife at my throat? And then he says, when you see blood, then you know that I'm up to no good. Then you can stop me. Well, my friends, when you see blood, when blood starts flowing, it will be too late. Now is the time. All together, we will win.
All together, we will win.
All together, we will win.
All together we will win.
All together we will win.
All together we will win.
Stop the CCP.
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 Thank you.
Ôi, 大家，我哋今日行動唔係企喺度，我哋大家一齊企出去，行出去，我哋真係企喺度，我哋唔會令到佢唔開嘅，我哋係正義一方，我哋都驚嘅話，呢個世界冇公義，我哋一齊行出去，快啲，一齊行出去
Freedom, stand with Ukraine.
一齊行出去啊
All together we will win.
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 Fight for freedom.
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 Okay, and we have another Ukrainian activist today for the speech.
Hello, my name is Ayman and I am from Donetsk, Ukraine. I have been refugee in UK for the last 5 years. I am here to speak about colonialism, common colonial history that Russia and China have. I here with 2 flags, Ukrainian flags and flags of Free Chechen Republic of Ichkeria that was destroyed by Russia in Actually, Russia attacked Chechnya when Soviet Union collapsed and Chechnya became independent, just like Ukraine, even before Ukraine. Russia attacked independent Chechnya in 1994, and then the Western governments was thinking that we need just go on compromise with Russia. The same way that they now thinking that they need to compromise with China, with CCP. Despite what CCP is doing with Uyghurs, with people of Tibet, with people of Hong Kong, the history is repeating itself. And despite the Chechnya win, first Russian-Chechen war in 1997, when Vladimir Putin came to power, he attacked Chechnya again in 1999 and created a authoritarian regime there in Chechnya. In Chechnya, you could be detained, put to prison, and tortured just literally for anything, for being true religious Muslim, for being not Sufi, for being atheist, for reading prohibited books, for listening to prohibited music, or just because your child made some joke in social media, or just framed for statistic. The same is going on now with Uyghur people in Eastern Turkestan. For the same reasons, and moreover, there is a long history of communication and collaboration between Russian government and occupational government in Eastern Turkestan, CCP occupational government. In 2016, the representative of CCP came to Chechnya, came to occupy Chechnya to learn from occupying authorities in Chechnya on how to create and how to improve, if you can say improve about torture centers, of how to improve basically concentration camps that they called radicalization camps. CCP and Russian governments working together on framing people terrorists, ordinary Muslims just framing them terrorists just because they want to hold their territories in Chechnya and in Eastern Turkestan. It's actually a very, very long history. It began with when Soviet Union was created. It began when the CCP was created. Basically, was Soviet authorities and early communists in Asia was promising minorities, religion and ethical minorities, the freedom of expression and freedom of faith. And they lied. So the question is, why we all see that they are lying? China's lying, people die. Why UK authorities continue to believe what CCP is saying and what Russia is saying? We are dealing with countries that have colonial politics. They don't understand soft power. They don't understand compromises with communication. They wouldn't see this embassy like symbol of friendship, and after that became nice and good in not the Disney movie. And this is what UK government and people who support idea of creating embassy here need to understand. Just like with Russia, first it was Chechnya, then it was Georgia, it was Syria, then Russia take Crimea and sent to camps, sent to prisons, Crimea Tatar people, again Muslim minority, just for speaking against Russian authorities, sometimes in their own homes. They were sent them in prison, they was pushing their children, repeat that they're Russians. They was threatening families. And international community basically was fine with that. And then the full-scale war became in Ukraine. And it's obvious that Russia wouldn't stop on Ukraine, because Russia is saying how terribly Western civilization is. And the same true with China. China wouldn't stop on basically Tibet, Eastern Turkestan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, because we are speaking about imperialistic countries, imperialistic regimes, that is threats also for Western democracies and Western countries. We are speaking about regimes where it's in their schools it's considered to be absolutely normal and cool to speak about supremacy of one nation and supremacy of their ideology, that continue to speak about domination, global domination. We need to make clear, for British people, for local people, that it's also about them. Half of modern generation, my generation in UK, half of them are thinking that if they cared about their countries, they need to speak only about people of their nationality and their race. But it is not British idea. British idea of individual freedom is idea that we need to value freedom of all nations, including people of Tibet, including Uyghur people. Basically, this is the best that we have in modern Britain, that they value individual freedoms and individual rights. And
hello.
young population, they believe that and so because of Chinese,
講少啫嘛，喂，佢講兩句，我唔講啊，局長唔講。費事俾人拉。因為佢話咧，咁拉成去煽動人哋咁樣做嘅話咧，我哋就會俾人拉。手續即係唔關事嘅。
And if they wouldn't be safe, basically, I think in some way, because countries like this, China, when they see the example,
點啊？今日順唔順利啊？
好順利啊！
嚇，
冇嘢發生啊！
即係秩序 OK 嘅，喂，但係嗱，喂。
4個鐘落嚟。
喂，祖哥，喂，哇，喂，驗唔驗得身？喂，呢個喂康佳 FC 嘅阿祖哥啊，喂點啊？呢排即係咩情況啊？喂，你升咗組啊嘛，係嘛？升咗級啊？
升咗級，啱啱比賽輸咗6-3。
6-3啊？不過6-3俾人掃3，不
過嗰隊第3名㗎啦，我哋第6名而家。
勁嘢嚟嘅。
OK 嘅。
啊 OK。
今年算係踢得好咗好多。
OK 係嘛？係
啊。
咁出年可唔可以再升級㗎？
頂住先啊，係嘛？係啦
，OK，
啊，大家辛苦我哋今日啊，
大家話 ，OK， 得閒上嚟睇波，好 ，OK， 好，
同阿嘉文升個 hi，
喂，哇，7月出動啊你，點問問題？係咯，
好嘢，大家。
啊，
咁我即係。And they was specifically saying that they want to show their support for Uyghur people. I mean, Fatima Suleimanova, part of United Force Movement, Chechen movement, speaking in terms of Yemen for rights of Chechen refugees, and also volunteer battalions, Chechen volunteer battalions fighting for Ukraine.
但係你糾察啊嘛，你冇問題嘅。
糾察點啊？
糾察唔可以行嚟行去咁樣，大佬。
And they want to show their support to Uyghur people. Yeah.
佢幫手。今日幾多人咧？應該都有幾千人㗎啦。幾千人啊？
我覺得多過上次咯。
多過上次啊？
多過上次。
係嘛？
上次呢度係塞唔滿㗎，上次但對面都有，但係而家兩隻
上次都塞滿嘅。而家兩隻嘅。
No mega embassy! No mega embassy! Fight for freedom!
咁啊係晒。
上次話4000啦，我覺得。
Okay, thanks for the Ukrainian groups.
上次警察話
The next one will be the Uyghur group.
你諗下上次呢度都鬆鬆動動，但係呢次真係
你上次喺度㗎？上次我喺度係冇咁逼嘅，真係冇咁逼嘅。今次明顯逼咗嘅。唔知喎，阿龍咧，喂，曹總嚇，阿龍咧，阿龍去旅行，係啊，即係抌低你，真係好不負責任。係咯，真係不知所謂嘛。係啊，喂，你係咪坐旅遊巴入嚟？唔係，我自己揸車。哇，咁哇呢度喎。係啊，我哋拍邊啊？我哋拍咗E0，再坐 tip 過嚟。哦 ，OK，我先生 OK 嘅，係啦，半粒鐘啫嘛。喂，行下先。OK。任菜唔嬲啊，咁樣。
Dear friends, allies, and defenders of justice, we stand here today in defiance of a brutal regime that has no place expanding its influence on British soil. The Chinese Communist Party is waging a genocide against my people, the Uyghurs. It is committing crimes against humanity against Tibetans, repressing the people of Hong Kong and silencing Chinese dissidents everywhere. And now it seeks to build the largest Chinese embassy in the world, right here in the heart of London. This is not just an embassy. This will be a command center for surveillance, harassment, and transnational repression. We know how the CCP operates. We have seen how its embassies across the world intimidate, threaten, and even coerce.
哇！我哋係 hello。喂，好啦，我哋嚟到呢一個咧，就係特別泰國啊，出嚟唞啖氣先。咁呢度咧就係將來會好可能啦，就而家已經買咗啦嚇，即係中國領事館未好可能，如果冇人真係反對唔到嘅話咧，咁你哋就係呢一個皇家鑄幣廠，就係未來嘅喺歐洲裏邊最大嘅中國嘅超級領事館啦。就今次係第2次集會啦。今日咧就頭先同啲即係啲糾察啦、義工傾偈啦，就話今日係明顯多人咗嘅。咁如果上次係有4000嘅話咧，今次至少有5000喎。以我親身嘅即係感覺嚟計啦，咁今日人咧係密咗好多嘅，企得密咗好多嘅。但係就都好有秩序啦，都冇乜情況出現啦。今日陽光明媚啊嚇！好，再帶大家行下先。
This government must reject this embassy proposal. The UK cannot claim to stand for human rights while handing state-sanctioned criminals a base for repression. A regime that is committing genocide should not grant it such a privilege. It should face justice. As the Labour government has always claimed to stand for human dignity and justice, now is the time to prove it. To the UK government, we say, do not betray the values you claim to uphold. To the people of Britain, we say, stand with us in stopping this mega embassy before it becomes a mega spying center. To the CCP, we say, you will not silence us.
其實今日咧就同徐小華鐘 Sir 佢哋一齊嘅。今日hello， 阿森哥都喺度嘅。但係一嚟到之後，大家都走散咗啦。睇下我有冇機會可以揾到佢哋。因為我認到阿鐘 Sir 嘅頭殼頂啦。
Dignity and justice for Uyghurs, for Tibetans, for Hong Kongers and all those who refuse to live under the shadow of tyranny. Thank you. Together we stand. Together we resist. Together we will win.
點啊？大家好，反對呢個超級大使館。係。
No mega embassy.
No mega embassy.
No transnational repression.
嗌口號啊！嗌口號啊！真係。
No mega embassy.
No more appeasement.
No more appeasement.
Thank you.
Thank you. 哇！我哋行直播緊啊！如果唔係點解叫你講
Thanks our Uyghur colleagues and Uyghur friends. Free Uyghurs! Free Uyghurs! Free Uyghurs! Free Uyghurs! Free Uyghurs! Okay, the next will be from our Tibetan groups. They just had the uprising day. 10th of March is the Tibetan uprising day. Woo! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet!
Thank you, thank you. Fellow organizers, allies, friends, once again, we are outside the Royal Mint Court to oppose, stop the mega embassy development. This protest is not just about me or you. This is about all of us. Your participation, time, commitment, resilience have brought us here together. We stand together as one until our goals and demands are fulfilled. As we all know, Metropolitan Police and Tower Hamlets Council both previously opposed the Chinese super embassy plan due to inability to ensure safe protest. Local residents and thousands of British Asians objected it. We are here to prove their first decision was correct. But due to the government interference, CCP pressure, after the Chancellor of Exchequer visit to China, the Metropolitan Police has changed their mind. Their objection has been withdrawn by saying it's safe, has enough space to fit thousands of protesters. On February 8, during our protest, we have proved it. The roads are closed, brought traffic to a standstill. Surrounding car parks are almost full. Police failed to contain the protesters in the designated protest area. Considerable police presence confirmed that residents fear for their safety and security. So the map position of the space can fit 1,000 protesters is wrong. National security is the first duty of the government. The Royal Main Court is not suitable for Chinese mega embassy for security, geopolitical and cyber security reasons. Proposed Chinese embassy development at the Royal Main Court site pose a great threat to national security, public security, local community stability in East London. Labour government should prioritize the interests of the British citizen, integrity of London's cultural landscape by rejecting it. CCP will use this embassy for intelligence operation, surveillance, overseas police sessions, activities that could undermine UK sovereignty. Its presence could facilitate intimidation of British Asian citizens, dissidents, human rights defenders, and activity were also creating a hotspot for potential terrorist threat due to arising tension and symbolic nature of such a development. In Belfast, the UK government had breaches of planning regulation with Chinese consulate, yet they claimed diplomatic immunity. Didn't comply with those planning regulations. The UK government can't have one rule for you, another rule for others. We don't want diplomatic immunity and mainly Chinese builders in this building. As a Tibetan, situation in Tibet is worsening and deteriorating rapidly under the CCP government. In 2023, watchdog group Freedom House once again rated Tibet the least free country on this earth. Chinese people on aeroplanes, trains, buses, cars are streaming into and out of Tibet in thousands. Tibetans themselves become outsiders in their own land, blocked every movement. On May 14, 1995, His Holiness Dalai Lama recognized a 6-year-old Gunting Chikingima as the 11th Panchen Lama, spiritual leader who traditionally played a vital role in the succession process of Dalai Lama. 3 days after the announcement, government of China abducted the child and his family members still no information the Panchen Lama well-being and whereabouts. Since 2009, at least 159 Tibetans inside Tibet burned themselves alive, protest against the Chinese rule of Tibet. China, to build world's largest hydropower dam on river Yalung Tsangpo in Tibet, raised concerns about displacement of local communities in Tibet, environmental impacts, and downstream in India and Bangladesh. More than 6 decades since its occupation of Tibet began, China in 2023 made a push to replace internationally recognized name Tibet with the Chinese language word Xizang. In 2011, His Holiness Dalai Lama has released a statement by announcing that the decision of whether not to continue the institution of Dalai Lama should be made by the Tibetans and followers of Tibetan Buddhism. Also, His Holiness Dalai Lama mentioned a couple of times that he was in a good health and determined to live more than 100 years old. So only His Holiness Dalai Lama and the Tibetan Buddhist community can decide His Holiness Dalai Lama's succession. The Chinese government has been trying to undermine the Dalai Lama role with the religion. They are calling Dalai Lama as a separatist who will in monks their robes. The CCP officially, they are atheists. They don't believe in the religion. So His Holiness Dalai Lama is the head of spiritual Buddhism. CCP has nothing to do with the His Holiness Dalai Lama succession. So why the CCP is so much concerned preparing Dalai Lama succession right now? However, His Holiness Dalai Lama says in his latest book, Voice for the Voiceless, released on Tuesday, that his successor will be born in free world just outside China. In the past, European Union, some foreign affairs ministers have raised concern about Chinese government violations of religious freedom in Tibet. EU opposed Chinese interference in Dalai Lama's succession. On top of that, government of Netherlands, Belgium, Germany have officially stated that it is up to the Tibetan religious community to select the future Dalai Lama, therefore rejecting China's effort to control succession of respected Tibetan religious leaders. More than 1 million children are separated from their parents, families, culture, language, possibly taking them to the Chinese boarding school. Let me conclude here by saying the CCP mega embassy here, no dictatorship mega embassy here, no authoritarian embassy here. Democracy thrusts people like you stand up for it. Injustice cannot go unchallenged. Together with the voice of change, if we do nothing, nothing will change. Thank you everyone for showing up, making your voice heard. Long live His Holiness Dalai Lama. Long live His Holiness Dalai Lama. May peace prevail in Tibet, East Pakistan, Southern Mongolia, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Ukraine, and so on. No Chinese embassy here. No Chinese embassy here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hey, free Tibet! Free Tibet! Thanks, the colleagues from Free Tibet, the Tibetan group. And the next one, we will invite our local consulars to speak.
Hi everybody, can you hear me? Councillor Peter Gold, London Borough Tower Hamlets. I don't know whether to be pleased or sorry. I'm the only elected person from the London Borough Tower Hamlets to be here today. But I've been here every day during this battle. I've been at every planning meeting, I've been at every committee meeting, I've been at the inquiry, standing up for our people, the people of the East End of London, the people that are so often forgotten, just as, ladies and gentlemen, the Uyghurs are forgotten, the people of Taiwan are forgotten, and the people of Tibet are forgotten. We are the forgotten people from too much of government in this country and world government. This site is extraordinary. In 1348, Edward II paid for a monastery to be built here over the site of over the graves of the first people to be buried from London in the Black Death. The idea of the monastery was that these monks would pray for their eternal souls. So not only do we have the ruins of the monastery here, we have the graves of hundreds and hundreds of Londoners who died in the Black Death. The Chinese government have said there's going to be an exhibition centre. It'll be about 50 feet of the monastery foundations. That's all they'll see. They will burrow right down 60 or 70 feet with enormous walls to build whatever they're going to do in secrecy. Why does China need the largest embassy in Europe here, opposite the City of London, the world's third biggest financial centre? And when I say opposite, look at the grey wall up behind you, because that's the boundary of the city. This is Tower Hamlets, that's the city. Why do they want that gigantic embassy? With the security, with the cables, with the lights, why do they want it here? But there's not only that. What about our people and the problems we've had? When it came to the council meeting, those of us who opposed it were allowed to speak for 3 minutes ago. We discovered that the people from the Royal Mint Estates, social housing, overwhelmingly Bangladeshi, had no opportunity to speak. So a gallant speaker abandoned her speech and delivered the speech that the chair, Mr. Ali, of the Royal Mint Tenants and Residents Association would have delivered. That is what we have been through. But all the time we face the problems. Let us ask another question. How come on the first planning application the police had no comment, but when it came to the meeting last year, the police turned up in full uniform, etc., etc., explaining the problems there would be of maintaining demonstrations, and then suddenly, after Keir Starmer had his telephone call with the President of China, the police suddenly decided there was no problem based on a document that had come to their attention. Now, where had the document come from? It was in the 2022 application, and it was by consultants employed by the government of China. So the police, the Metropolitan Police, withdrew their opposition based on a document produced by the government of China. And look at us today. They threaten people with arrest if we step foot in the road. However, this is the East End of London, so they can do that. However, if we were called Tarquin or Cressida and decided to stop all the traffic on Westminster Bridge in the summer, the Metropolitan Police would be there with water to make sure they weren't upset. That happens day in and day out. It's London's two-tier policing and too much of our nation's two-tier government. It's amazing, absolutely amazing to see the people here today. And incredible to stand with that brave man from Ukraine, whose country is being bombed on a daily basis. We are from Tower Hamlets. We would never allow our Muslim community to be force-fed pork or forced to drink alcohol as Uyghurs are today in China. That is an evil, obscene activity, and that is going on today. For those people, we in the world of the West, we want all the technology that Taiwan produces. We want everything. We want the stuff for our mobile phones. We want the stuff for our technology. But if Taiwan says we need a bit of help on defending our amazing country, everybody shows them their backside, nothing else. And I tell you now, if the Communist Party of China get their hands on Taiwan, well, God help your mobile phones, because everyone will be linked up to China. So, colleagues, so friends, this is an amazing fight. Let's get on with our fight. But it's not only for us in the East End, and believe you me, all my mates are here, we believe the East End is with you. Give them a wave, give them an East End wave. It's a real East End wave. We are with you, and let's say we stand behind Taiwan. We stand behind Tibet. We stand behind the Uyghurs, and we stand behind the Ukrainians. Good luck to you all. Thank you for coming to us, because we will be with you.
One for Hong Kong! Free Tibet! Stop the Uyghur genocide! Free China! Stand with Taiwan! Free Myanmar! Free North Korea! Slava Ukraini! And if I may, save Tower Hamlets! As I look out at this amazing crowd and at these incredible flags, the flag of the movement for freedom in Hong Kong, the flag of Tibet, the flag of the Uyghurs, the flag of Taiwan, and our own country's flag, I want to thank you all so much for your courage, for your commitment, for turning out in such large numbers for the second time, and I stand with you to say a mega no to this mega embassy. As we have already heard from several speakers, including the last speaker, this site is an incredibly historic site. This building is a great historic building, and it's across the road from the iconic Tower of London and Tower Bridge. What on earth is our government doing, even thinking about giving this historic site to the Chinese Communist Party? Many of you from Hong Kong, from Tibet, from the Uyghurs, from China, and from other places as well, from Ukraine, and I know we have friends here from Myanmar, you have come to this country because you wanted to escape brutal repressive regimes that are either run by the Chinese Communist Party or fueled and facilitated by the Chinese Communist Party. And you came to this country in search of freedom and security. What is our government doing, even thinking about compromising our values of freedom and our national security with the Chinese Communist Party? And particularly at this time, when I would oppose this mega embassy, this super spy base at any time, but especially now, in the weeks after it has been reported that several Hong Kong activists in this country have either received letters threatening them, or their neighbors have received letters asking their neighbors to hand them over to the Chinese embassy. And we want to give the Chinese Communist Party this mega embassy, this super spy base? No. In a very, very small way, it's nothing compared to what my Hong Kong friends have experienced. But in a small way, I have experienced something of those threatening letters and those intimidatory tactics. I've had anonymous letters at my home. My mother has received anonymous letters at her home, telling her to tell her son to shut up. And as she told me, she gave up many years ago trying that. And the CCP certainly won't succeed in shutting me up. But if I've received letters as a British citizen, and I know other friends, other British friends have had similar experiences, how much worse is it for Hong Kongers who have family back in Hong Kong, whose families are being harassed and threatened, and who can never go back to Hong Kong while the CCP is still in power? So we must continue this fight. We cannot allow the CCP to occupy this building here. And I would suggest that our government, and indeed the Met Police, it would be a better use of their time if they devoted their resources and their time to fighting transnational repression, to protecting Hong Kongers, Tibetans, Uyghurs in this country, Chinese dissidents, and British citizens. and less time preventing and limiting people from coming to this protest and allowing and defending freedom of expression and freedom of protest that are the foundational values of our society. I have one last suggestion. In addition to continuing to fight and to ensure that we win and that we defeat this proposed super embassy, I recall that a year or two ago, Tower Hamlets Council considered motions to rename some of the streets around this area. And I don't know if that happened, but I don't think it has been enacted. So I would suggest that whatever happens with this building, and we must make sure that the CCP never sets foot in here as an embassy, but at the same time, let's rename this square Tiananmen Square. Let's rename this street Tibet Avenue. Let's rename that street Hong Kong Road. Let's name that street Uyghur Road. And that would be a better use of our time than even contemplating giving the CCP this embassy. So I stand with you. We'll continue the fight. We'll continue the fight for as long as necessary, and we will continue to say a mega no to this mega embassy and this mega spy base. Thank you.
Thanks for calling for Hong Kong Watch, and next is the Hong Konger from Britain.
I'm Jason Chow from Hong Kongers in Britain. Today, again, Hong Kongers who suffered from CCP repression gather here. When the CCP regime deprived Hong Kongers the freedoms and rights they were promised, Britain offered Hong Kongers a sanctuary from CCP intimidation. But that sanctuary is now shaken and threatened by the looming presence of the CCP mega embassy. The proposed CCP embassy will not be an ordinary development. These buildings will house CCP's propaganda and spying apparatus. The inviolability usually granted to diplomatic premises will make this site a new overseas fortress of the CCP. The symbolic meaning of the CCP embassy cannot be overstated, cannot be understated, my apologies. CCP is one of the biggest human rights abuses in the world. It's a regime that systematically suppresses dissidents globally, persecutes Uyghurs and Tibetans, dismantles the rule of law in Hong Kong, and threatens the democracy of Taiwan. CCP deeds go against almost every core value of Britain: democracy, the rule of law, individual liberty, tolerance of people with different faiths and beliefs. The erection of a symbol of this authoritarian regime at a prime location in London is an insult to the United Kingdom. I call on the Metropolitan Police officers to act professionally. Don't bend the truth under pressure. It was super outrageous. I was just told that some residents were sent away by the police. This is outrageous. Don't bend the truth. A few weeks ago, we proved upon that the Royal Mint Court site is not a suitable site for the CCP mega embassy. Today, we prove it again. Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner, listen. Stop the CCP mega embassy. Economic expediency is short-sighted, and its effect is destined to be short-lived. Behind the CCP's diplomatic smirks lies a complex, insidious network of surveillance. Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner, if you dare to approve CCP's mega embassy, we will see you complicit in CCP's transnational repression. Kick them out. Before the mega embassy plan is scrapped, we will be back. We will be back. Before the plan is scrapped, we will be back. We will be back. Thank you very much for attending.
Thanks all, comrade from Hong Kongers in Britain. And the next one will be the Reading from Reading, Hong Kong. Hong Kong, you ready?
大家好，多謝大家今日嚟到呢度。我係香港前區議員，亦都係 Workingham 地區議會議員伍兆康。我來自 Reading UK Stand with Hong Kong。多謝大家嚟，香港人，香港人，香港人，加油！除咗集會之外，我上個禮拜提咗動議，有機會下個禮拜4通過。就係 Workingham 將會成為英國第一個地區議會去通過動議，反對呢座超級大使館。希望通過呢個動議，多啲本地人關注，多啲香港人，多啲本地媒體關注。仲有希望，既然 Workingham 得，點解大家住緊嘅 council 唔得啊？我係希望全國地區嘅 council 都會考慮呢個議案喺個地區度通過。Fight for freedom！ Fight for freedom！ 我上個月喺聽證會，大家集會非常之有用，因為當我面對嗰啲官僚嘅嘴臉，當我面對嗰啲所謂專家話呢度人少嗰啲專家，我攞嗰張航拍機嘅相喺佢哋兜口兜面問佢係咪人少啊？佢哋個個啞口無言，我哋喺道理上面直接 KO 佢哋，直接贏晒。多謝大家！經過上次集會，我哋上咗好多本地嘅新聞，令到好多無論世界各地，因為本地人都睇到呢件事情。我哋見到個別嘅民調顯示，反對喺呢度喺中國超級使館嘅本地人係比贊成嘅多4倍。我哋要更加多本地人關注。其實我哋香港人嘅價值觀同英國嘅人嘅價值觀、民主、人權、自由係好一致嘅。不過我哋受得共產黨多，英國人未太多受過，所以我哋好多時候佢哋唔知道嚴重性，所以我哋覺得我哋有責任、有能力、有權利、有義務去提醒我哋好朋友、好同事、好鄰居，共產黨係乜嘢嘢？共產黨係點樣邪惡？我哋相信呢個英國一個自由民主嘅國家係唔應該同呢個邪惡嘅全世界最大嘅獨裁者去做所謂嘅親密伙伴。大家係咪啊？係！我伍兆康再次多謝大家嚟，因為大家嚟，我喺聽證會先有力量；大家嚟，我喺地區議會先有力量；大家嚟，我哋香港人喺英國先有力量。當中共破壞咗我哋香港嘅家園，我哋辛辛苦苦嚟到英國，但係中共而家想佢嘅手兜過成個地球，想喺英國搞壞英國嘅家園。我哋要同英國人一齊去堅持民主、人權、自由、公義嘅價值。We will never surrender. We will never surrender. Let me say something in English. I'm Andy Siu Hong, the former councillor in Hong Kong and a current Workingham Borough Councillor. This week, I have proposed a motion, which I hope will pass on Tuesday. Make Workingham the first council in the country to pass a motion opposing the Chinese super embassy. We hope we can set an example, and that more council will follow. We hope to raise awareness of the issue in society, because I know that when the people become aware of the national security problem, aware of the overseas policing, and aware of what the Chinese dictator is planning, we will all stand together and say no to this plan.
Say no to China.
Thank you for everyone who come today, from London to Reading, from Workingham to Manchester. No matter the color of your skin, no matter what language you speak, we must work together. Together we are strong. Together we will win. No matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it may be, we will never surrender. Fight for freedom. Stand with Hong Kong. Go for Hong Kong. Go for Hong Kong. 多謝大家。
Say no to China. Say no to China. citizens?
Yeah, this is Clara John Gani, former Wan Chai District Councillor from the Assembly of Citizens Representative Hong Kong. 我哋而家喺塔橋，今日有一個好多嘅塔橋導賞團，剛剛有幾百個導賞團嘅朋友，亦都有本地其他嘅旅遊嘅人士，正就係喺塔橋嘅行人路，剛剛係塞爆咗嗰條行人路嘅。我哋歡迎大家可以繼續去塔橋導賞，我哋去影相去導賞。And Tower Bridge, I think we see a lot of tourists and a lot of the local tours formed by many different people from all over the UK today. They are at the Tower Bridge, and we encourage more people to join the tours, the local tour, to witness this beautiful heritage and this beautiful sunny day today, this afternoon. Yeah, Tower Bridge tour. Join us, please. Really quick message. Today we have all of us here, wonderful. And we know already from the previous speakers what we are aiming for. We want to say no to the Mecca Embassy. We want people to say no to China because especially people oppressed by CCP from Hong Kong, Taiwan, all the Uyghurs and Tibetans. We know how CCP manipulate all their free societies mechanisms to actually take our freedom away eventually. This is why we are here. And I think this Royal Mint site for the Mecca Embassy proposal also reveal this national security risk because we already know from the news all the cables underneath, and we know how the Hikvision security cameras all over the UK is actually stealing the big data from our every residence. Anyone literally walking on the UK soil. And this is exactly why 2 years ago Westminster actually changed all the security camera, changed it to replace the made in China security camera. And we don't want this to happen to be, the Mecca Embassy so that they can install even more of the made in China CCTV here. But we want to also ask all of you, after today's assembly, of course, we will keep an eye and follow up on this issue at the Royal Mint site. But as well, when you go back to your regional council, your regional area, check out what kind of security cameras they are using at your cities, at your council. Ask your council to make a change, replace them. We don't want our big data in the UK to be stolen by the CCP. Say no to China! Stand with Hong Kong!
Stand with Hong Kong!
Fight for freedom!
Fight for freedom!
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the Hong Kongers group. And now we will start to chant again. China, China, China! Oh, oh, oh! China, China, China!
Oh, oh, oh!
Take down the CCP!
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 What do we want? What do we want? No mega embassy! When do we want it? Now! What do we want?
No mega embassy!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
No mega embassy!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
No mega embassy!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
No mega embassy!
When do we want it?
Now!
No mega embassy!
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 China lies!
People die!
China lies! People die! China lies!
People die!
China lies!
People die!
China lies!
People die!
No mega embassy!
No mega embassy!
No mega embassy!
No mega embassy!
Okay, then now we're going to open a speech to the floor. If you want to speak, then you just come to the front and we'll let you speak. And it's better to just speak like 1 to 2 minutes, okay?
Hi. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Julie Kai. We Burmese group came here to oppose China mega
好啊，即係呢個啱啱嗰啲嘉賓時間完啦，咁我哋周圍行下先啦。
development, not just for us, but for the future of freedom everywhere. This development represents more than just a building. It is a symbol of autonomous power that threatens the right of people across the globe. It stands for control surveillance and the oppression of those who dare to speak up. So, may I also share how CCP intervened in our country? Everyone might be knowing or might not know, in Burma, there is a military coup on 1st of February 2021. Since then, China's CCP is directly or indirectly to Myanmar military terrorists. Myanmar military is killing their own people. So, China is intervening at the United Nations, and now obvious example, Chinese state-owned company NVIC is supplying weapons, jet fighters, and the technical assistance to Myanmar military terrorists. Every day, airstrike, 3 airstrikes every day across the country in Burma. This is because of CCP help. Without CCP help, we, the revolution group, already win. CCP is killing integrally to our Burmese people, doing the genocide. CCP is the terrorist supporter. CCP, the time of speaking, everyone is dying. It is because of the military killing our people. So today, we like to stand with Hong Kong. We like to stand with all the people who oppose this mega development Chinese embassy. One thing I like to say to all the people today, injustice to one person is injustice to all over the world who accept the democracy and freedom. So please take that one as, please use your liberty to promote the people who need your help. Stand with Burma. Stand with Burma. Free Burma. Free Burma. Free Burma.
呢幅畫畫得幾靚，大使館少王敏德。呢度好似真係包圍晒喎，要導賞唔係咁容易喎，真係。呢阿姐嘅標語幾有意思 ，Your land being conquered， 係啊，真係俾呢一個中國咧就征服咗啦。如果係真係俾佢起呢個大使館嘅話，好，又有手捉叫我哋過馬路啦。
想過馬路嘅人，而家擰轉身，向後邊參加到上嚟啦，就係咁簡單。我哋有好多人已經俾倫敦警方用 Section 14警告咗啦。咁我哋咧避免咧有啲不愉快事件，所以咧固定啱啱過馬路嗰班人咧，就恐怕而家唔可以再過馬路啦，費事好似之前咁。咁但係咧，而家在座咁多位聽緊嘅朋友仔，如果大家想過馬路嘅，請大家擰轉身。Thank you， thank you。
喂，周偉雄啊，係同大家講兩句啊。你好，大哥。你啊，係咪準備過馬路啊？而家？
安全地過馬路，
安全地過馬路啊 ！OK 啊，因為啱啱聽到啲手足呼籲過馬路喎。嗱，我手機而家冇乜電啦嚇，咁我睇下可以撐到幾耐，撐幾耐即係中間可能會停一停嘅，換個第二部手機咁樣樣。咁啊，睇下究竟今日呢一個活動可以玩幾耐啦。嗰個演講時間咧應該都差唔多完㗎啦。咁但係完嘅話咧，咁啊似乎又冇乜理由會再集合，因為可能就睇下先。中國民主黨
One is to forbid
the
building of any new Chinese embassy in America until
好難得，即係中國民主黨、中國路養喎。咁啊，今日嗰啲標語啦、嗰啲紙牌啦，咁好有秩序嘅。咁我哋又唔同嗰啲強國人咧，就攞住嗰啲國旗啊，咁樣全部亂咁劈嘅。Free Jimmy Lai 國黎智英咁啊，仲有人頂住個講台，即係始終咧，仲有人喺講台裏邊講嘢啦，都可以咁整到俾佢有個理由解散嘅。咁啊，而家似乎嗰個講台上面咧，講台有講台講，咁啊，但係就嗰啲係街坊嚟嘅，就唔係嘉賓嚟嘅，嘉賓時間完咗啦。咁啊，我覺得呢個比較聰明嘅做法啦，咁就起碼你唔會話講台冇晒人嘅時候咧，佢就名正言順驅散你咯。咁啊，所以而家就行馬路嘅有行馬路，咁啊講嘢嘅有講嘢，咁啊就將成個活動咧，咁啊持續落去咁樣樣咯。
Keep going and contact your legislators. If you know anybody in America, go that route as well because they have some influence. All right, thank you.
Okay, so if you're going to leave, please move on that side, over that side, okay? Please follow the instruction over there, that side. If you're going to leave, please move that side, okay? Over there, right-hand side, over there, don't go to the main street.
主辦單位就話，如果要走嘅話咧，咁就向左邊走。而家我玩嘅左邊走，咁啊就差唔多尾聲啦，呢個款。
我在这儿演讲的目的就是为了支持香港人、支持台湾人、支持所有热爱自由的人。我第一次听说香港是看了一部电影，他大陆的人游泳从海里面游到香港去，
過下馬路啫嘛，
即係過下馬路啫，
香港是充滿希望。
過下馬路啫。
我走梗係要過馬路㗎啦，
都係啦，
慢慢行啫嘛。
係啦，慢慢行啦，慢慢行。到上停點啊？有冇人搞得上？
有㗎，3字路嗰陣時啊嘛，係嘛，3點半有行到嘅。
但是这一切都被共产党拿走了，都被习近平给毁掉了。他现在不止毁掉了香港，他现在还要毁掉台湾。他已经毁了大陆所有的人，毁了好几代。所以唯一的出路就是，
似乎今日好似第一次有人用普通話講啊。呢個就係中國民主全國聯合總部。
My dear brothers and sisters who have gathered here today, my name is hkuncensored. I'm a nurse working in NHS and I'm a Tibetan. I came all the way from Bristol to show up today to say no to this mega Chinese embassy proposal. This is not right. I work in a hospital to save lives and save people's lives. But today I'm here to say that human lives are under threat. Shame on China. So I just wanted to take only 1 minute to say that my dear brothers and sisters, Tibetans, Uyghurs, Hong Kong, East Turkestan,
好啦，再重複嘅情況就其實主辦單位咧話可以走嘅啲人咧隨時可以走嘅，咁啊，但係就都似乎佢哋而家嘅做法就係持續地邊啲人想上台講嘢就撐住個場先咯，撐得幾耐得幾耐咯。 咁啊，然之後其他喺馬路嘅朋友就自由發揮咯。喂 ，hello， 喂，哦，喂，我認得你啦。喂，點啊？你當嘢點啊？仲有咁搞？
梗係搞緊咯，
仲搞緊啊！
仲生存緊，仲未得，唔可以俾我要頂住期過。
使唔使幫你谷啊？
梗係唔使 ，OK 嘅，又唔使。其實冇啊，你谷其實都，因為我度都唔係少。
喂，我哋畫面呢位朋友咧係嚟自白禮頓 Brighton 嘅。我唔記得你名。唔使上啦。OK， 喂，你搞個 cafe 啊？係啊，係咯，喂，我未出你就知。
你都望到咁啊！我睇你咁多新聞呢排，我有時我都撳你嗰邊，又撳下其他台，哇！真係多到啲新聞，你都望到死啦，真係。有冇幫手 like 啊 share？ 我有留意下。OK， 今日你得你一個嚟。咩啊？唔係有幾個 break？ 揸車定咩？唔係，我哋搭火車啫嘛都係。搭火車啊？得長時間，1個鐘咩？方便㗎火車呢度。喂，仲正過呢度。喂，咁仲快過咩喎？仲快過揸車喎，揸車2個幾鐘喎。係啊。喂 ，hello， 喂，榮哥，喂，歐羅農場榮哥。係你好。辛苦晒啊！大家好啊。OK。好啦。之後過嚟食飯啦，又過嚟食飯啊！夏天啊嘛，過嚟。係喎。你幾時結婚啊？又問呢個問題先，未啊？我都唔知啊。OK 啊。哇，好凍啊！今日真係好凍，真係我有呢個好凍啊！我都話俾今日啲陽光揈咗。但係 OK 嘅，其實又今日好過上次落雨。係咯，今次就係啊！上次落雨，上次呢日嚟啊？係嘛？加油！哇！好冷凍啊！你女朋友冇嚟啊？冇嚟啊？哦，點啊？你留啲辣椒翻嚟？係啊，車翻嚟。唔係，睇你今晚食到快啲啦！喂，行下先。
Okay, guys, so I'm Lewis from Free China. Thanks a lot. Look, Krusty is winning us all the way.
即係見到咧，有啲係隔開晒咧喺中間十字路口嘅入口嘅，同上次好唔同啦。今次咧就係你見到警察嘅部署啦，好明顯就俾住個十字路口，唔好俾佢塞，唔好俾佢就叫癱瘓咯，係嘛？咁啊，因為我哋嘅理由就係話，即係你要反對呢個超級大使館嘅理由就係話，佢好容易會即係會 block 咗個，會有人拉咗喎。
Let us consider for one moment again where you are. But the Tower of London.
啱啱俾人拉咗啊！但係嗰位朋友，我睇佢樣唔似係香港人。我試下問下有冇目擊者先，睇下有冇先。
And now, with these proposals for an outburst of communist tyranny in the heart of London, the Labour Party are showing their true colours as many of you are here today are
喂，傻鳩嚟啊！粉紅嚟啊！
嚇？應該係粉紅嚟㗎。
跟住5星旗。
係嘛？5星旗啊！哦，即係踩場嘅戇鳩嚟啊！
係啊，真係。
咁搞笑。
你都幾勇喎！
哇！啱啱有位咧，即係陣時又話得返10%嘅啫。嗱，報告下，啱啱有位咧。就係踩場個戇鳩仔，咁我哋咁啊孭住5星旗啊，咁啊呢啲小粉紅咁啊上嚟踩場喎，一條友咁樣樣，咁勇嘅係勇嘅，咁多人嘅情況下佢走嚟踩場，咁啊俾人帶走咗啦，咁啊即係慘啊，咩事都搞唔到，咁就唯有即係咁佢都吸引到我哋鏡頭注意嘅嚇。哇！
係問緊啲警察我話。
喂，好熱鬧喎！係啊！喂，頭先係咪見唔見到人俾人拉咗？頭先嗰個
係搞事㗎，
搞事啊！小粉紅嚟㗎，
係啊，中共嗰啲
聽聞好似係挑機嘅，
係啊，做緊啊，
好似挑機嘅，我挑香港嗰個女，我唔知佢寫啲咩頭先。
Mandarin chanting, but we are going to end this protest. So if you are going to leave, please leave on the right hand side over there, okay? Right hand side over there. Don't go to the street.
你覺得似中聯辦啊？
係似中聯辦
咁好，再睇一次先，再睇一次先啊！咁啊，俾大家睇。咁其實我哋頭先都行過啦，話似中聯辦喎。咁啊，啱啱咧嗰位就係周偉雄嘅阿嫂啊，咁啊，周偉雄嘅我哋以前喺葵青區嘅區議員啦。知唔知中聯辦嘅添馬站？你講起又算係級別的，係嘛？喺英國。喂，Kevin，喂點啊？幾好嘛？今日。台灣重新今日同上次一樣差唔多咁多。係嘛？喂，呢排仲有冇收到信啊？呢排？啲街坊啊？
街坊就暫時有，我 MP 同我講就有5個街坊有收到。
有5個街坊收到，即係
有聯絡佢嘅，
想綁架你嘅信。
鼓勵佢哋綁架。
喂，咁你再講嗰兩句啦。你覺得今日咧，即係嗰啲人數咧？會唔會有啲作用咧？今日嗰個示威，今日嘅集會，
我覺得多少都其實應該係即係需要，可能再有多啲嘅行動啦。咁當然抗爭係其中一個啦，即係集會係其中一個啦。但係我諗仲有好多其他方法，我哋需要試咯。如果唔係都根據而家工黨政府嘅取態，其實我覺得都好難。一個 protest 會殺停到佢哋。
喂，今日有啲朋友話咧，即係呢度咧已經有啲似中聯辦嗰啲脫馬陣喎，你覺得？你覺得似唔似啊？
我頭先都有呢個感覺，因為喺嗰度畫緊畫啦，咁啊純粹係可能隻腳叉咗去個欄杆度，已經俾個警察要佢話，你唔可以咁樣行喺度啊咁樣。
OK， 喂，好多謝晒卡文，好，加油！慢慢焚燒，謝謝。啱啱劉卡文啊，都差唔多啦。喂，唱埋歌仔啦。喂，呢首歌就唔得啦，就係會有黃標啊！呢個就好啦。今日嚟到呢度啦，咁上下啦。OK，好，拜拜。